What's going on, everyone? Juice Bags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. You just tell me that this is not the cosmetic to use on this map. I'm just saying. I mean, this is my go-to Abyss Lord cosmetic anyway, but oh man, that just looks glorious. Enough about the shinies, though. We're here to talk about Ramsters, y'all. Ramsters just got a little change. They're now 40 DU, which also increases the amount of value you get out of them from upgrades. Oh yeah, let's get Ramsterlicious here. So we are going to use some Orc Blockades. I've got this bad boy Accumulator Hardened in Defense Rate with Automation, Juggernaut, and Auto Repair System. And we're going to use Anti-Chaos, Defense Rate, and Anti-Melee with Mass Destruction, and Power Transfer. We don't need Deadly Strikes in there because we're going to be using Diffused Buff Beams and a range pylon. So let's go ahead and set it up. We're going to orc it there. We are going to orc it there, and we are going to orc it here. We're going to need to give all those orcs a little love, so let's get them all reflectified. Reflect beam. We'll get a reflect beam here. And yet another reflect beam over here. Now, another one of the changes to the Ramsters, it's not really a huge deal, but on this particular lane it is. And that is, they don't target, but they now will hit flying enemies. And they actually have a pretty large hitbox. That visual that you see of the Ramster spraying, it goes way outside of that range. So with that in mind, we are not going to have to do anything for these flyers. These flyers here are just going to get blasted because the Ramster are going to be targeting the ground mobs and hitting the flyers in turn. Let's go ahead and throw a couple of Ramsters down here. We'll go something like that. We'll get a couple of Ramsters here. We're going to want to boost and buff all these. When we take a look at the Ramster with all the bells and whistles on it, we want to give it a destructive pylon. We want to give it a diffused buff beam. I've also got range pylon going there. And then we'll go ahead. I think I need to pull off all for one. Yeah, we'll get rid of all for one. Oops. All for one, all for one. How about a vamp? We'll go with a vamp on there. And go something like that. Over here, you know what? Actually, over here, we can share a buff beam. So there's no reason to get that quite that aggressive. We can just take one long all buff beam and stick it here. And then we'll base our Ramster placement off of it. So let's go Ramster, and then Ramster. We got lots of DU left. Let's go ahead and get our buff beam or our boost star, pardon me. We're still going to need destructive pylon on these individually. It's just not going to reach all the way over there. So we'll go something like that. We'll go something like that. Now, we do have another flyer lane here. We're not going to be able to get the Ramsters to hit them effectively. So I'm just going to throw a Skyguard Tower down there to clear that flyer lane. Now, that leaves 140 DU left. Nice chunk of DU left over, right? Well, if you got extra DU, do something fun. And we're going to do it. We're going to backdoor these baddies. Oh, yeah. Right here with a couple of Ramsters. Now, we don't have a ton of DU to work with here, but we do have enough to get the range fully jacked. So we're going to go with Diffusion. And we're going to give them all of the pylon hotness. Now, this means that most of the mobs in this lane or this spawn are going to be already cleared. So the Ramsters here are a little bit redundant, but we're going to leave them in anyway. And let it fly. Let's go ahead and throw one upgrade on each one of our walls just because we can. And let's slap a few on some Ramsters, a Skyguard. There we go. I really want to take a look at this lane. It's twofold. It lets you see that hitbox. Like I said, the Ramsters hit very, very far outside of the visual. So if I can manage to quit fail jumping and can actually get up here, we will check them out. So let's let it fly here. We'll check out the top view and then we'll check out the side view. But it gives you a really good view of the Ramster's actual hitbox because the visual effect is a very streamlined pause. However, they're still hitting baddies. You can't really see it from up here. Let's go down here. We take a look. We see it's like nowhere near the baddies, right? Yet it's killing them. So, yeah, it's way, way up in the air, but it's doing damage to all of those guys. So, good stuff there from the Ramster. Looks like we needed one over here at an angle a little bit, pointed that way. I'll move one of these after the wave, but another fun thing we can do is, oh yeah, we can get some direct command going and just blast fools like there's no tomorrow. Oh man, so good. I'm gonna have to move that over now, actually. Let's just go ahead and put it over because I don't want to suffer through any Ramster pain here from having poor placement. Let's get it as far over as we can, something like that. I think that should help out hitting those baddies. Get some more direct commands going on here. 4.5 million a tick on the direct command. Now, I'm not properly sharded or anything on my Abyss Lord, but that's not too shabby. Not too shabby, really. What's their regular shots doing? The crits are doing 2.1 mil, it looks like. And then, of course, there's those flyers that we just weren't going to be able to target with the Rams. They're getting it done. We got a chieftain that made the loop there. A flyer that was left there when the ground mobs were gone. But now, I gotta just say it right up front. The Ramster is not all of a sudden some incredibly impressive defense that is going to blaze you through survival wave 250. It just is not going to be an endgame meta defense. But a lot of people love the Abyss Lord, and a lot of people like using the Ramster. And the Ramster was usable before, and now it's even better. So you went from something that was usable to something that's pretty good through the majority of your experience through the game. So, I mean, this is even full AFKable besides bosses. And, I mean, depending on the bosses, some of the bosses are AFKable. Let's just check out the Ramsters in action from a chill perspective. Back over here, I mean, they blast, and the skeletal orc walls are actually pretty good. You don't see them used very often now. They used to be used more often, and then of course we went through many years without ever using any sort of walls. Now that walls are back in the picture, the skeletal, the orcs are not bad. They're definitely well worth a look, and we need some ground mobs here, or we're going to be on trouble on this flyer lane. I was picturing this flyer lane running much more smoothly, but our ground mobs are not syncing up with the flyer mobs. So once again, it will hit the flyers, but it won't target the flyers. So there has to be something else there triggering that attack, before any flyers in that area will take any damage. You see, even chill mode, we are Chaos 10. Sometimes I have to double check when things seem super chill. And oh yeah, even in chill mode, it's just blasting. I mean, they're one-tapping so many of the mobs. The chieftain obviously are going to pop their bubble and push in. But yeah, they're just doing really great. We got the double repair going on the walls as well, which means these guys just aren't going to die. I mean, they're going to stay there for a long time. Wanted to AFK it out, but I'm so tempted to direct command these Rams because we got a few mobs pushing in here. But let's see how that orc wall holds up. Looks like it's doing just fine. It never dropped. What, it got to almost 75%? Maybe close to 75%? And then the difference now, since we got the double repair on them, they're just going to self-heal just from time during the combat phase. So as long as there's an enemy left, they're still going to be ticking that heal every several seconds. Here we go. Where do we want to put the upgrades? Let's just keep jacking Rams. Get those guys all fat and juicy. I'm just going to let the wave fly here and run around and yoink all the mana. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not going to be some instant end game meta where you're going to be seeing these use to push like high in onslaught or high in survival, but a very effective defense through the majority of players' gameplay experience. It's just going to get the job done for you. 10 targets, of course, AoE defense. So as long as there's 10 targets there, it's going to hit all of them. Pretty darn good. Does some nice damage. As we get a pack of mobs, I want to direct command these bad boys. Ooh, maybe I should direct command these guys. I want to see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's glorious. Gots to love the spray. Oh yeah. We got a little shaper rolling out. Now I wonder... There's the shaper. Yeah, we can hit him up there. I was wondering if we direct commanded him, if we were going to hit him up top. Indeed. Indeed. It's actually not terrible damage. I mean, like I said, it's not incredible, like easy moding through the game incredible, but it's not too shabby. Sharkin can't decide what he wants to do. Come on down this way, buddy. Come meet the Ramsters. Don't you turn around now. There he comes. The Sharkin actually stays alive for a minute with their buff now. Situationally, of course. And then we got a little Plaguing Hawk action. Looking quite good. I got no shards, so I got no mana regen at all. Do I have any shards at all? I've got like practically nothing equipped. At least we got our mana back on that one. We can get a few more direct commands down, or 2 more of them anyway. Let's just let it fly here. Bro, let's upgrade these guys. Sadly, the unsharded state of my Abyss Lord lets you know exactly how much I play this guy. The Abyss Lord gets no action. Poor little fella. That's kind of cool, that direct commanding will burn the bridge up top. I wish their normal attack would. If their normal attack would hit through walls, that would be game-changing for the Ramster. It would be so much more usable in so many situations. It would be just incredibly good. Yeah, the Ramster's covering pretty much that whole area there, even though the jet is just so small. It's covering all the things. There's no doubt there. What do we got going? We got a few bads rolling out over here. That Shaper's almost dead. Go ahead and blast these guys. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. Makes for some nice, smooth, easy clears. And it is a fun defense. I mean, thematically, it's awesome. It looks cool. Little hamsters going there. I gotta say, as far as the Abyss Lord goes, I'm definitely more of an archer fan. But you just definitely cannot deny the Ramster. I think this could potentially be a really good archer map, too. Like, you'd very, very easily take advantage of multiple lanes with one stack of archers. There we go. That's what we need. We need that recent ballista change to come to archers as well. Because then, like, you could slap archers here and have one part of them pointed into that lane and then another part of them pointed up here, and the projectile wouldn't clip. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Malthius just about down. There we go. Malthius over with. And we got a slow roller here. Come on, buddy. Come on over here now. You can do it. Nope. Nope. He died. All right. Final wave. Where do we want to put the juice? Let's get that lane jacked. We'll get another one there. And, man, are we fully upgraded? Holy crap, all the Ramsters are fully upped. These guys aren't, but... All right, let's let it fly here. This map has some real fun, cheeky placement spots. There's just no doubt about it. Sadly, I don't think this one is ever a siege roller lane. It would be nice if this was a siege roller lane, because then we could easily do some booty blasting on a siege roller with any defense, anything in the game. Looking pretty good, though. We got a stone wolf rolling out. Luckily, the stone wolf comes from this lane, so he got all that extra damage in. By the time he makes it to the final area here, he's either going to be dead or super, super low. And then we got a captain in the mid here. Captain down. And stone wolf down. So absolutely getting it, no doubt. Almost fell in that hole again. I swear IDHC put this hole here specifically to laugh at how many times I fall in it. This little hole right here. Oh yeah, don't go down there, y'all. Contrary to popular belief, there is no loot in that hole. I have checked many times already. I can assure you there is nothing down there. Absolute blaster here. I love this map. I gotta say, I'm glad that it has a useful crafting material with the main stat reroll tokens, because I think I could really do this map 1,000 times. I mean, it's just an awesome, awesome grinder map. Such a good place to farm it out. All those last minute flyers pushing down, and then it should be over. Yeah, see, the whole Ramster flyer thing didn't quite work out here. Luckily, I had the Sky Guard down anyway to take care of business. But there we go. That is another run on Chaos 10 Coral Reef Town. Checking out the new Ramsters. And oh, let me tell you, y'all, the new ballistas are hot. So you know what's coming next. Because the changes to the ballista, plus the change to the shard in the hotfix afterwards, oh man, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. So ballista action incoming, no doubt about it. No seahorse egg. No love that time around. But anyway, that will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.